the power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense.
Yes, a YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. You tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. This is just going to be a brief episode here. Obviously, everybody's keeping their ears to the streets, the Twitter streets, about free agency. I know there's a lot of smoke around Xavier McKinney, a couple other players as well, but just wanted to try to hop on here real quick and talk about the David Bakhtiari news. Obviously, Jacob, it's the link in that Twitter group, bro. Just click on that link, that last one I posted for tonight's show. We just bumped it up, man. So, love to have you on here with me, man. Kind of get your reaction to everything that's going on here with Bach. Obviously, not a whole lot of details have dropped about Bach. He just put out a heartfelt message on Twitter. So we'll kind of dive into it. Jacob, I'll be able to hear you ding when you jump in here, man. So like I said, just click on that link. I'm pretty sure I shared it. Let me double check here, though. I don't want to tell you wrong. Yeah, the one for tonight, man. I posted it earlier at 11:06 a.m. in the chat there on Twitter. There we go. We got the beard in the house here. Kind of a bittersweet day. Obviously, not going to catch anybody off guard, right? With the Bach news, we were thinking it's going to be a huge pay cut, or he's going to be gone, right? And Jacob, have you heard anything yet on whether or not Bach is going to be retiring? Is he going to be a free agent? I haven't seen anything officially come across the wire. Just his message, and we can read that here in just a second. But yeah, have you heard anything else, Jacob?
No. I know that Andy Herman posted something saying that they didn't need to necessarily release him yet. So he begs to the question of what does that mean? Are we trying to free up money to make a bigger move? Yeah, dude, I'm honestly, I might have to jump off right away. I got plumbers coming, but it's a little, yeah, it's bittersweet. As you guys know, I've been kind of on the get rid of him train for a while. It just sucks because he, you could see immediately he made that post. It's, got a video attached with it too. It just, I kind of broke my heart right away. I was like, oh man, now that it actually happened, it sucks.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's not going to surprise anyone, but it does suck because he's one of those guys that, he played the game the right way. I'm just going to sum that up with a real quick image here, right? There you go. That was the very last memory of David Bakhtiari in a Green Bay Packer uniform, flipping the Chicago Bears crowd off as we just absolutely dominated them in that game in week 1. Just a Packer through and through, man. Like I said, going to be missed. If he wants to continue to play, wish him nothing but the best, obviously, man. Go out there and make a little bit more money and potentially have some more success as long as it's not against the green and gold. But I'll read this message real quick. Like I said, I know you got to hop off, Jacob, but you just go when you need to. I'd love to have you on as long as you want to go. Probably won't be on here too long because I'm sure news may be breaking across the league as we speak. But the message from David Bakhtiari, gang, says a lot of emotion in this. I just want to say thank you to Green Bay. Thank you for the last 11 years. It's been a hell of a run. I always wanted to raise a Lombardi on Lombardi Avenue, but I will never complain. I gave it my all. I always gave it my best no matter the circumstances. And to me, that truly was enough. My 32-year-old self is so damn proud of that 21-year-old with no facial hair, a bushy-tailed kid that just wanted to do his best. I'm so proud of you. For whatever happens next, I look forward to it. To the city and fans all across the world, I just want to say thank you to the entire organization. Thank you to the entire coaching staffs. Thank you to entire support staff. Thank you to my wife and daughter, Frankie and Felix. I hope you are proud. To my family, Debbie, Carl, Eric, Andrew, and Danielle, I hope I represented our name with pride these past 11 years in Green Bay. I cannot thank everyone, so I hope this post will suffice. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Love 69. #dinner for two. Like I said, man, just one of those dudes that Obviously carried the G, carried it the right way. I love that he's outspoken. I know some people don't like that. That's what I like about Dre Campbell as well. But yeah, it's gonna suck, man. This is a part of being a fan, Jacob. This happens, man. I'm 41 years old now. Seen a lot of players that I love watching play come and go, right? And seen a few leave that you're going, okay, I'm okay with that one, but this one sucks. It's Bach. Bach's the man. Someone who's just overperformed his entire NFL career. No one expected him to be that franchise left tackle that he turned out to be. So salute Bach. Thank you for the memories, man, for sure. Jacob, before you go, how do you feeling about free agency, man? Obviously, we're jumping into the Xavier McKinney sweepstakes pretty early here. And then, of course, Spoon, Tom Silverstein put a tweet out basically saying, hey, guys, the Packers do this. They like to kind of test interest, and a lot of times teams will use them to drive up the price on said player. I hope that's not the case, but as I always say, man, Tom Silverstein, usually when he speaks, it's pretty close from the front office, it feels like, man.
Yeah. I definitely think they're going to be making some moves. I don't think they'd risk, tarnishing a reputation. I wouldn't say tarnishing, but it's a big move, for the Packer faithful to release David Bakhtiari when he's still. In my head, I believe he wants to play still. Obviously, for the Packers, I think would be preferable. It sucks, man. I'm reading that as you're reading that note. I'm like sitting here getting choked up when he's talking about his kids and his wife, and
yeah,
I hope they're proud of him. It's like, damn, dude, you just forget that these guys aren't just athletes out there; they're humans.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Very well said. And, again, we don't know if he's being released. I haven't seen that yet. We don't know exactly the details, right? I'm going to go to that Andy Herman tweet that you put out there just to kind of see. Well, the first tweet I see from Andy Herman says remaining Ted Thompson Packers, Kenny Clark and Aaron Jones. So only two left now. Let's see here. Also, of some note, the Packers didn't need to release Bakhtiari yet unless, and thinking emoji, that's what you were talking about, right? So, yeah, it says right here from Ari Mirov, breaking news, the Packers are releasing five-time All-Pro left tackle David Bakhtiari after 11 seasons with the team, he announced. So, according to Ari Mirov, unless he's kind of overlooked the details, it doesn't sound like he's retiring. The Packers are just releasing him. So we're going to free up that roughly $20 million this year, I would imagine, unless he's a post-June 1 cut, which in that case, yeah, it still applies. What am I talking about? It's just a one year left on his contract. So, yeah, going to free up roughly $20 million. So the Packers have plenty of money to spend now. And again, with the timing of that and Bach putting that message out, maybe it is somewhat tied to Xavier McKinney, right? Maybe that is, hey, you're getting into a bit of a bidding war with the Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe they need that extra cash on hand there to kind of make that happen, right? Let's go to the chat here real quick. Let's see what else we got in here. Josh in the chat said the dude hated the Bears and could chug beer. Doesn't get more Packers than that. That's a fact. Very well said there. Let's see here. John in the chat said reassign his number to a rookie. David and Aaron can retire together 2026 or 2027. All right. Let's see. A in the chat. This should be interesting. Never seen you in here, bud. Like the letter, though. That's pretty pimp. A says, sucks for David because guy would have been first ballot if he could have just stayed healthy, but his backup played well, so it makes sense. Yeah, I think that's very well said. Would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it, Jacob. That's the part that sucks. Still may be a Hall of Famer, but if he could have finished on a healthy note, continued to play at the level that he even showed in week one, he still had it, right? Granted, it was against the Bears, but would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt, right?
Yeah. And again, this could be one of those bittersweet moments that is like a definite. Maybe the reason they did this was to shore up that safety room, but also, yeah, re-signing Aaron Jones, I think, has to be top of the priority list right now because I can't handle losing Bach and Jones. I swear.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man.
I
hear you on that. Look, we got Emilio's laughing because I tried to add him. He tried to add himself. We both removed him 3 times there. What's up, Emilio? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Tough news, right? Tough news. But we had talked about it. Everyone, I mean, we all discussed it. We've discussed it for months. Why I thank David for everything, like Jacob and you both said. We great memories, great times. Love the last salute he gave the Bears fans, and I had the conversation with a Packers fan on the plane last night. Man, yeah, the Bears still suck, definitely, man. That's so. I love it. Thank you, David.
Yeah, it's the man. He's the man, dude. I found a clip too here. I think it was when the Packers and the Cowboys played at Lambeau Field, and it was the infamous catch game, right? I believe that was the game. And there was just this random clip. I'm watching the game, Jacob, and all of a sudden someone gets pushed out of bounds. It might have been Aaron or somebody, and a fight breaks out. And when they show the replay back, Box, the one who started it, came in there, shoved somebody on the ground. It's like, that's the dude you want in your corner, no doubt. Let's see, we got Jake Shavink. And well, first of all, Jen Wright says, I feel like crying with that tweet. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. Again, like he said, though, Jen, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened, right? Jake Shavink in the house says it's incredible to think about how quickly he became an excellent pass protector, absolutely cooking by year 2. Yeah, it wasn't in the plan, and you kind of feel like you got a little bit of that with Zach Tom. Obviously, he's on the right side of the line, but Zach Tom just kind of burst on the scene and bang, he's playing well. Not quite to the level that David played at to this point, but a lot of hope for Zach Tom as well. So,
have you guys covered many tackle prospects in the draft? Because now I feel like that switches the whole way my mock drafts start going. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to be careful, Jacob, because when you draft a tackle in your mock, you're going to get criticized greatly. Trust me on this. I have been down that road. My point is, it is a tier 1 position, left tackle. Now, there's many fans that are just sold that Rasheed Walker is the guy, hands down, no questions asked. I pointed out on the show yesterday, not the dog Rasheed, but just to kind of give people my angle at looking at it. He was when you sort it by 100 attempts, right, or more, left tackle only in the league. He was 20th in blown block percentage, both in pass blocking and run blocking. Not horrible, but, in the bottom half of the league amongst starting left tackles. So I think he can get better for sure. I think he performed great for a 7th-round pick, but I'm with you, man. Like, if Goody is on the board at 25 and the best player available is a left tackle, he's going to pull the trigger and take that left tackle if everything lines up right. I'm okay with it. How do you feel about it, Emilio? How do you feel about left tackle in the first round if you had to? And again, are you sold on Rasheed? I guess is a better question.
I'm sold on Goody creating competition. And Rasheed is the base of that competition. It's up to him and Matt and everything to see if, hey, do we want to pull somebody in from free agency and just have a sort of a veteran battle there, or do we want to bring in some young talent and kind of push Rasheed as well? I wouldn't put it past Goody pulling the trigger on a left tackle in the first round, but it's also got to be right on the board. He's not going to reach to grab a tackle.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they're in a position where they feel okay about Rasheed Walker.
Right.
But like you said, if you can improve and the board falls just right, I'm not
right. Yeah, because if Goody pushed out all that talent and was like, we're going this young and we're going to send it, he wouldn't be afraid to put in a young guy to send it again. The issue is, is Rasheed going to be able to hold it down? He already knows left tackle. It's off season. We could move Zach Tom around. Elton could move around. There's all those options now that it's still, the off season and we can still move the offense around with those positions. But I don't think that Goody would not, take a tackle. He definitely would. It's just got to be the right price at the right spot. Maybe he has to trade back 3 spots and pick one on the, the 31st or whatever. But, he's not going to be afraid about it.
Yeah, for sure. Omer says Jake Shavink's right on the mark there on that last game versus the Bears with the bird. Absolutely. We got it right here. We were prepared today. Bang. Let's throw it out there for those Bears fans one last time. If you guys haven't seen that in real time, like watching the tape back, it is a beautiful thing. It's not like Bach. Like, he was so calculated with it. They come to the line, he gets set, they're looking in, they're calling out the protection, everything last second. Bang, set, let's go. It was absolutely awesome, man. Awesome. That's love David Bach.
And pull that picture back up real quick. Who else is in that? Josiah DeGuara and our man John Deere Green.
Yeah. God,
that's
three.
I know. That's now that I thought about it.
That's kind of brutal.
Just in case he's not back, let's hit him with it one time here, man. Just out of good measure.
Just for the
John Deere Green on a hot summer night. He rode Billy Bob loves Charlene.
Jacob, I'm still so disappointed that we haven't been hit with a copyright for playing that version of that song yet, man. I thought for sure that would happen. Still hasn't.
Did you see Joyce there gifted 50 memberships?
Joyce always doing what Joyce does, man. She is just an absolute blessing to the show. Gifted 50 Packer Fan Total Access memberships to the posse. Appreciate you, Joyce. Thank you for supporting the stream. Obviously, that supports the stream, and it also gives 50 random listeners, viewers here, as far as subscribers to the YouTube channel, an opportunity to win some giveaways, right? Because everyone who's a member of the PTA posse here on Packers Total Access Live, we put you into drawings for autographed memorabilia, really cool pieces. Also, we're going to be giving away some merch from the merch store, all that good stuff. So, yeah, Joyce, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but we definitely appreciate you. You're way too kind. Way too kind.
Now Omer's good to go. Now he's cooking. Now he's got the star. Now he's ready.
Omer coming in here. All right.
There's a lot of NFL news coming in pretty hot. You want me to read off?
Yeah, let's rattle it off. Let's do this.
Tony Pollard went to the Titans.
All right.
That's
a good signing, I think, man.
Gabe Davis just went to the Jags. That's intriguing.
Who was it?
Gabe Davis just went to the Jags. I'm getting updates from Justin, so I'll just randomly start spitting them out when I get them.
Please cut me off.
I would say just put his text thread on the screen, but we don't want to do that.
Nope, that won't work.
Oh, man. I love it. Let's see here. Why isn't Goody doing nothing is what JC said. He's in the hunt, man. We're always in the hunt, JC. We joke about it every year, right? Listen, he's kicking the tires, man, and that's what we were trying to say earlier today, too. I would love to see him sign Xavier McKinney, and it sounds like he's definitely on their radar. We've got the money freed up now, especially if that Bach cut goes through right away and you free up roughly 19, 20, 21 million, whatever the final number was. But, Xavier McKinney's market, if, just going in, his fair market was sitting somewhere between $13 and $15 million. You got the Eagles and the Packers. If they're bidding against each other, that may take the Packers out of the hunt, right? Now, there's other opportunities there as well. Obviously, we like Alohi Gilman a lot. We like Geno Stone quite a bit. My top 3 safety choices that I came up with would definitely be in this order: Xavier McKinney, Alohi Gilman, and then Geno Stone. A couple other ones, Brandon Jones was another one that came to mind for 3.3. So Rudy Ford, 1.7. I know people laugh at me because I'm the president of the Rudy Ford fan club, but to the best of my knowledge, he finished the year with the best passer rate when targeted in the entire National Football League at the safety position. So if you can get him back for less than $2 million, I just think it makes a whole lot of sense. But
right.
I think Goody's just calling around, man, kicking the tires on everything, JC, honestly. So hopefully to me, McKinney, he falls into that category, Jacob, where it's like we always talk about you never overpay for good, you're willing to overpay for great. I feel like McKinney's great. Do you agree with that, or do you think he might be a little overrated?
No, I think I'd put him in that great category. I think he's definitely tier 1 safeties in the league. So that being said, we've seen it a lot of times, and dudes get the bag, all of a sudden they start taking care of their bodies, or maybe not, laying it out all on the line. So I'm still a proponent of draft like 2 or 3 safeties and let them just battle it out. Bring in maybe like a Gilman or a Stone, and like Rudy Ford as well. Just build that base, and then if you have maybe a couple guys flash, you never know in year 1. So that's still what I'm thinking. I don't know if I just don't like paying a lot of money. I'm such a cheap dude.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
I can get something for $100, but I can get 10 like some good things for that same $100. I'll be like, yo, give me the 10.
Yeah.
So we already know Emilio. Jacob's hitting those dollar lottery tickets. He's getting 100 of those rather
There's
than
no more dollar menu anymore either.
Yeah.
I don't go to fast food, but I went through one the other day and I was like, the dollar menu is $3.50.
The hell's this world coming to, man? It's unbelievable.
It's terrible. Jacob only shops at Five Below. So, I mean, the fact that, like, we're over here just – no, I'm the same way, Jacob. If it doesn't have a percentage off, I'm not touching it, right? But
you can afford not to buy it.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's it.
There you go. You got it. I'll tell you, man. Five Below is an interesting place. Go ahead, Jake. What are you going to say?
I gotta run, guys. Have fun with Five Below conversations.
Are you going? See, you started the fire. Now you're leaving. See how it is.
I might be able to pop back on if you're still live. I'll check.
Hey, you're going to get on live tomorrow, and it's going to be a sponsor. Five Below is going to be sponsoring the show.
Oh,
yeah. Appreciate you, Jake. We'll give you a cut of that.
See you, Jake.
Boys.
All right, Emilio, how do you feel about Xavier McKinney, man? Do you think he's worth overpaying for?
I would, but remember, we went over this like a week ago when I was still on that. There's so many safeties that are kind of falling into the free agency, market. There's a lot of options for Goody to kind of go after, but it always does seem like we're always on the big names kicking the tires, or they use us as that price increase. But it's funny because no one ever wants to come to Green Bay, right? But they use us for everything else to get more money, to get all this time, to get extra, to get extra deals, ads, all that stuff.
Yeah. And, looking at it from Green Bay's standpoint, think about this. Why would you not kick the tires on everything and drive the price up, right? Like, if you drive the price up on one team in the league, it's better than not driving the price up on any, right? You're contributing in getting other teams to overpay for something. You've got a price tag on that you're not willing to go over or exceed a certain limit. So that's one positive you can look at from it. Jake Javink in the chat said Tony Pollard should be a fun backup in Tennessee. The other thing too, correct me if I'm wrong, Jake, kind of makes it feel a little more like Derrick Henry is done in Tennessee, right? You go out and you spend that money on Tony Pollard. Now, could they have them both? Absolutely. It just depends on what the market is for a 30-year-old Derrick Henry. But as it sits right now, it kind of feels like that, so.
Right. Yeah, no, and into the safety point, I mean, it's like you're in a bidding war, right? And that they're willing to spend $2,000 and the bid's at $1,500. You're gonna, Goody's gonna up it twice to get it up to $1,800, $1,900, and then make them make that $2,000 jump back off, and bam, and then we got a little bit more cash capital to work with. They didn't, maybe he's got an eye on another safety, and he's just talking on McKinney. Get all that money out of there, get the main characters that wanted those big name safeties out of the picture, and he can take his pick of the litter of the good safeties, that next tier that he already had lined up. But didn't want to pay that great price on.
Absolutely. So we got some more breaking news here. It's not Packers related, but it is league related. Ian Rappaport just quote tweeted himself and said, GM Tom Telesco welcomes himself to free agency in Las Vegas with a massive move. He said, splash, one of the top free agents is off the market as Dolphins star defensive tackle Christian Wilkins is headed to the Raiders, sources say. He gets a 4-year deal worth $110 million base value and includes $84.75 million in guaranteed in a contract done by David Mulugheta, I think is that Mulugheta, I think is how you say it, of Athletes First. So arguably the best defensive lineman outside of Chris Jones, who, obviously stayed in Kansas City, is now off the market as he goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. So the Dolphins having to trim that roster down for sure. Like Jacob said, the newest Jaguar wide receiver, Gabe Davis, is going to be signed. He played in Buffalo the last few years. So they got him. Jonathan Greenard is going to the Minnesota Vikings, and kind of looked at his numbers. It looks like it's a 4-year, $76 million deal, so just shy of $20 million per on average. And looking at his numbers, very inconsistent. Has a decent year, has a bad year, has a decent year, has a bad year. Looked at the pressures, and he played. I want to say it was 200 or 300 more snaps than Rashawn Gary, and but ended up with let's see what the pressure rate was. I don't want to tell you guys wrong. He played 632 snaps last year and got 48 total pressures. Okay, 632 with 48 pressures. And then if you go to Rashawn Gary, he only played 586 snaps last year and got 60 total pressures. So kind of feels like to me, I know he had a decent year last year down there in Houston, but it kind of feels like the Minnesota Vikings, if they're letting Danielle Hunter go and bringing in Greenard, it kind of feels like they're taking a little bit of a step back at the edge position. Now they could still bring Danielle Hunter back. We'll see how that goes. But
right, maybe they were trying to outweigh the the cost of paying Danielle Hunter, or are we fine with having a couple good edges and send the defense out there. But it's kind of the same thing with us, right? We got rid of Bach. We have a great left tackle, but can we afford it? Is he going to be healthy? All those questions come into play. And at the bottom, at the end of the day, bottom line, it's still a business, right, Clayton? It's not.
Right.
I mean, there are friendships, down to the bare minimum, but you got to make a decision. What's best for financial longevity, all those things.
Yeah. Even if I know people don't want to hear this, but even if it's money you don't spend this year, you're rolling that cap over, right? Now we hope that they do their normal and run it anywhere from 5 to 10, maybe 15 million under the cap, and kind of take it up and leave that operating space for the season there with injuries and whatnot. But it's funny, Cheesehead Murph. It's funny watching people react. Omer says 20.9 million we gain in space by cutting Bach And then Cheesehead Murph comes in and says, "Damn Bach," crying emoji. Everybody reacts different, right? But Omer's right. You're going to free up about $20 million this year. So, yeah, it just sucks. Man, seeing your favorite players go. So, so Turtles, you're hitting it on the head here, buddy. We are all on the Xavier McKinney watch. That's exactly. I've been hitting refresh all morning long, right? Because, if you ask me, hey, Clayton, you got to bet the farm, are they going to sign McKinney or not? I would say they probably won't. But the fact that they came out of the gate so strong, it sounded like it was a two-team race. We'll see if that holds true. Whether they sign McKinney or not, we got to do something, right?
Right, yeah. If you were to say bet the farm for me, I don't think that they're going to pull the trigger on him. Like I think he would be fine with raising the price on him, have top dollar spend on that, and take the next best one that he had lined up the whole time. It was kind of like feels like it's a Jaden Reed kind of draft thing, right? Move back 2, 3, 4 times. Grab the guy you already had your eyes on the whole time. No one was, everyone was sleeping on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Other reports coming across the wire here. The Buffalo Bills and cornerback Cam Lewis is re-signing a 2-year, $4 million deal with Buffalo. Obviously, Gabe Davis has already hit. Free agent defensive tackle Dorrance Armstrong is close to finalizing a deal with the Commanders per Adam Schultz. Safety Brandon Jones plans to sign a 3-year, $20 million deal with the Broncos. You guys remember we mentioned Brandon Jones. He was on our short list. He wasn't one of my favorites. 25 years old, graded out 75.4 last year. Projected value was $3.3 million. Boy, this is way different here, man. 3-year, $20 million deal. So he got close to $7 million, right? Six and a quarter, close to that range there. So he almost doubled his market value. This Xavier McKinney thing, whoever ends up getting him, Emilio, they may end up breaking the bank, bro. That's wild. That's significantly higher than the market value for Brandon Jones. So as you're seeing these come out of the gate here, it seems like the safety position, even though the market's saturated, people are exceeding that quote unquote market value that was kind of set. So,
and that's where I'm thinking. Goody's there. Hey, no, we're in on McKinney. We are, dude. It's make whoever wants to spend top dollar, spend that top dollar. Goody's already got him lined up below that top dollar. He's already got the percentage off. He's got the the 5 below list over to the side, and he's got targets list on here, and that's where McKinney's up here. Everyone's picking off from Target. Goody's over there shopping at 5 below. Jacob would be ecstatic if he pulled something like that off. But
my 5 below take, Emilio. Mandy likes to go into 5 below. I go in there and I got to be real, man. I'm looking around going, there ain't a damn thing in here I want, other than the candy aisle.
The candy aisle.
Candy aisle's money. But other than that, man, it's like, yeah, this stuff looks like it's made in a sweatshop somewhere. You know what I'm saying? This ain't good looking here. But anyway.
I like right here what Milltown Corey. Oh, you had it.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. There you go.
Milltown Corey said, I wonder, did David not want to take a pay cut to stay with the Packers?
The reports that are coming out now, it seems like they're very freely saying releasing. So I think we could say retirement's off the table. Now, Spoon, right. I believe it was Spoon that reported last night that the goal is Bach takes a cut or he's going to be released, right? Takes a pay cut or he's going to be released. So my guess is he wasn't willing to take that pay cut, right? And I'd say what they were trying to do was get that base salary of whatever it was, because it was pretty much all base salary, right? $22 million. Right. Try to get that cut in half or something, and Bach said no. And I don't blame him, man. Again, it's easy for us to get on here as Packer fans and try to spend other people's money, right?
Right.
It makes sense I think it makes sense for both sides if Bach wants to continue to play. Now, don't be surprised if he ends up in New York if the knee is healthy. Don't be surprised too if in a couple of months he kind of comes out of rehab, Emilio, and the knee still isn't ready and he just calls it a career, right? That could be the case too. So
yeah, well, that's it. I mean, he's also kind of betting on himself too, right? The reason why he didn't take that pay cut is he thinks he still got it. I would assume he thinks his knee's still good. He still got a couple of years left, and he wants to get paid. Where's he going to go? Everyone, we could be thinking Jets, but I mean, Bach's going to want to be happy, and he's going to want to play for a team that's actually going to, win some games, right? We're not going to he's not going to leave the Packers just to go sit on, a scrub team and win 3 games of the season and then call his career over, right? So I feel at that point you would be more on it for him to just say retire at the beginning of the season if that knee's not ready, man.
Yeah, definitely. Jake Shavink in the chat said Packers being one of the teams interested in Zach Moss is interesting. low budget running back pairing with Jones. I agree. Zach Moss, especially a couple years ago, was really solid, right? And the Packers are kind of in the hunt there for that run. And it's probably what Goody is kind of looking at everything, even with Savage, probably the same thing with A.J. Dillon. Let them hit the market, and let's just put them in the pool with everyone else. And you may have 5, 6, 7 players that you grade out higher than those players that you would have just tried to re-sign. The goal is to make the team better at all costs, right? So that's probably kind of how they're approaching it in that regard. There's a couple other here I wanted to hit on, then we'll wrap this Big Bear up. And again, if news breaks, guys, we're going to go live again. Okay.
Yeah, right.
We're going to be available all day long. Actually, the next 48 hours, I'll be available to do this. So Hammer says, why so high on McKinney? I know some people are a little lower on McKinney than we are. McKinney, to me, checks all the boxes, right? Played in a big-time college program at Alabama, right? Has stayed fairly healthy. He's 25 years old, got his best football ahead of him. Last year, he graded out, according to PFF, 87.8. He's someone who plays post safety. We need that post safety. I think that's more valuable than what we call spur or the box safety. And his projected value is $13.5 million, right, per on average. Now, listen, you can maneuver that, guarantee a little bit more money, and bring that overall cap hit down, right? That's definitely an option there. But that's why I was big on McKinney. Now, if you ask me, if you've got a couple daddy sodas in me and said, hey, Clayton, what is your top choice? My top choice would be go the cheaper route and sign 2 or 3 of these cheaper guys. You spend a little bit less money than you would spend on McKinney, seeing that you're in a 2-horse race here, it seems like. And like some people saying in the chat, it may get upwards of $15, $16, $17 million per. I'd rather see you take a swing at Alohi Gilman, get Rudy Ford back, bring in Geno Stone. You can bring in all 3 of those players if their market value is accurate, and it seems like it may be a little lower than the actual market value, but you could bring in 3 players for what you get 1. It's just like the draft. I'm that boring fan that says trade back and let's take multiple swings for less money, right? So it's kind of how I see it.
What you want a $15 bill, or do you want 3 5s? And and the $15 bill is expensive, right? I'll take 3 5s and let them play out whoever's best, get out there.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too. Let's say you go and sign McKinney, right? And you sign him to let's say you settle on a $16 million per. Week 3, he goes down with an injury. All your eggs are in that basket, as opposed to, hey, look, we've got 2 other players we were pretty high on, maybe not quite as high as McKinney, obviously, but high on free agency.
And you drove up that $15 bill's price to a $20 bill, and you still got 3 5s at that price. So that's where I think Goody's trying to play it. Right here, Eldegrim said it before we hit that sticker. My money's on the Eagles paying 15 plus a year for McKinney, and the Packers go for the solid cheaper option. I 100% think that's. That would be where they were heading in something like that.
If I were a betting man, and I am, I would. That's where I'd put my money for sure.
Yep.
Brent in Indiana with the super sticker. Thank you so much, Brent. We appreciate
it. It's actually, it looks like a pair doing a mic drop. So,
what are you talking about?
The sticker, like on the chat, it doesn't show up on our stream or something, but in the chat on YouTube, it looks like a little pair doing a mic drop.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you so much, Brent. We appreciate you, buddy. Doug says in the chat, Spoon confirmed it is a release of David Bakhtiari, so maybe he still has plans to play, right? Look at here. Doug Pelissero says, Bach to the Jets. Is this real? Is this real time? Let's look at Pelissero's Twitter page real quick. I'm not going to
pull that up. Doug's over here trying to stir up the pot.
I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, but let's see here. Pelissero, 2 minutes ago, Max Crosby is surely fired up too because of the Christian Wilkins signing. Right. I don't know. This seems like fake news.
On, Doug.
Maybe he said it. He might have said it live on NFL Network or something. Doug knows.
Yep, that could have been. Oh, here. Doug said deal in place, 1 year, $10 million.
Where are you seeing this at, bro?
Doug, who's your sources, Doug?
And Doug, which Doug is Adam Schefter's burner account. He just hanging out here on the screen, right? Unbelievable. Let me hop over to Ian and see if he's saying anything about it.
He said, Doug says, you guys know me better than that. He's not going to be blowing smoke. So besides the Rashawn Gary profile pick he's got, that's the only thing blowing smoke right now. But he said he got it on Twitter. So we'll let Clayton do his digging. I could, like we said, we could see Bach going over there, being back with Aaron, bring the golf cart over. And the problem is they got to get it, they got to get it shipped over there, probably put it on a low boy to get that thing over there. Box, I could see him having a good time, and Aaron's going to need it. That left side is where that collapse kind of happened. So it wouldn't be a problem with me. I'd love to see them back together, but
Yeah,
we'll be fine over in the
He
NFC.
said Pelissero, right? And it's on Twitter. I'm on Pelissero's Twitter account, and the only thing that I'm seeing on Twitter is, like I said, the Christian Wilkins news on Pelissero's. He's retweeting, obviously, Ian Rappaport a couple times as well. And then the only thing he's got on Bach that I see is David Bakhtiari says goodbye to Green Bay, and he quote tweeted Bach. That's it. Let me hop in the replies here and see. So the very first GIF was Aaron Rodgers with the sunglasses doing that. Maybe that's,
of course it was.
Everyone's saying smells like a jet to me. And hello to Rutherford, New Jersey.
Right, yeah, close enough green. Yeah, just changing out the white or changing out the green and yellow for green and white. And think he'll still be number 69. Are we gonna be all right with that? They're gonna have his jersey already stitched up.
Yeah, I'm seriously not seeing it. I trust you, Doug. I'm sure you've seen it, man, but I'm just not able to find it here, man, for sure. I see everyone just in shambles that it's over. But not for sure, man. But of course, there's the favorite video.
Doug said he just sent it to you, Clayton, on Twitter.
He just sent it to me on Twitter. Doug,
he just shared it to you. Oh, Paul's over here trying to stir the pot. Put
okay,
Doug on the show. He's 50 steps ahead of you guys. All right, Paul, we're trying here.
Does he have a fake Twitter account or something? Because I don't have any direct messages from Doug on Twitter. I don't have any notifications as of right now. Somebody quote tweeted me just now. Bob Dow did on the McKinney news or whatever, and said it's not my money, so give me McKinney. I don't think that was Doug. Doug, are you sure? Like, one of us is high right now because I'm not getting anything from you on Twitter, bub, and I'm not seeing anything about Bach. He's probably just trolling us. We gave this enough.
Yeah, Doug.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
All right, guys, let's get out of here. If news breaks, and it could happen any second, you'll see us go live again. So just stay close. Like I said, if you find yourself in a position where you can hop on Twitter or hop on YouTube, and look at Tad. Would be hilarious if Aaron Rodgers broke the story. That would be
great.
Yeah.
They could have lined that up for sure, though. I mean, if it was the case that Bach and Rodgers have been talking, right?
Oh, they've been talking. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. Still nothing from Doug on Twitter. He's trolling. He's got to be trolling. Wait a minute. I did just get something from a Packers conspiracy guy.
That's got to be Doug.
That's Doug.
He just said check now.
Doug, you got, buddy. It is Tom Pelissero that you sent that from, but if you click on the profile, he's got 85 followers, my friend. So
no.
Hey, listen, Doug, it happens to all of us, brother. Okay, that is a fake Tom Pelissero account. So there you go.
That's the burner of the burner.
Exactly correct. That may be Aaron Rodgers' burner. So there you go. I want to give a special shout out to Joyce for gifting 50 Packer Fan Total Access memberships. Thank you so much, Miss Joyce. We appreciate you so much. Brent in Indiana with the super sticker. Thank you, pal. We appreciate you. Emilio, it's good to see you on here, buddy. Good to have you back. If you're available today, if news breaks, I'll text you and let you know, hey, we're going to go live and hop back on. We'll chop it up a bit, all right?
Oh, for sure, dude. Definitely. I'll be here. I should be able to pop on, man. I'm excited to be back. Missed it, and of course, it's a busy. Oh, here we go.
He's pulling the Emilio. As soon as I try to sign off, Tim jumps on. Tim, can you hear us? We're live. Don't say anything inappropriate, sir.
I figured I was late. I'm at the store like an idiot where all the news breaks.
What are we buying at the store? Are you at Five Below? Talk to me.
No, man, come on now. Grocery shopping, man. Got to get food.
Hey, we'll wrap up the show with your take on Bach. How do you feel about it, man? Obviously, no surprise, but talk to us about Bach. We'll wrap this thing up.
Hey, man, never are we going to see another David Bakhtiari. We have to appreciate him for what he did when he was able to do it. And one of the all-time greats at left tackle. Certainly at that position, I don't think we've seen many do it as good or better than Big Dave during his prime years. And even the last few, trying everything he tried to do to get back, you got to tip your cap and show your love and appreciation and wish him the best on whatever the next move is.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Very well said. He's going to be missed, man, but yeah. Go ahead.
Tim, real quick, is everybody just freaking out in the grocery store? They heard the Bach news and everyone's just going stir crazy, taking the bread off the shelves, the milk off.
Milk and bread.
It looked like people were kind of like checking their phones, and that's when I started looking like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah,
And
everyone's head dropped, and Tim's like, "Uh-oh, we got some news."
yeah, and sure enough, I'm at the checkout, and I'm looking at my phone like, oh gosh, here we go. Oh,
It's hilarious, dude. Absolutely hilarious. Yeah. Milk and bread, man. Those milk sandwiches, you got to have them when the weather turns bad down here in the South. Don't get ready.
The milk. Yeah, the milk sandwiches are the go-to, down here. If it rains or we're getting a quarter inch of snow, you better grab 3 loaves of bread, 4 gallons of milk, just in case.
Tim, down here, man, let me tell you, buddy, it can be 72 degrees and clear as a bell, and everybody's doing 40 mile an hour on the interstate. If there's one little bit of weather, whether it's rain or snow, everyone wants to do 110 mile an hour, and there's no milk in the grocery store every single time, bro. So that's the way these Southerners act. So we'll wrap it up with 2 chats here. AFM in the chat says Paul just finished up his spaghetti and meatball lean cuisine at lunch, and then Paul rebounded here and says AFM took his scooter out during lunch break. So there you go. All right.
Hey, the lean cuisine was on sale at the grocery store. I should have picked it up.
Love a good deal, Tim.
AFM says gonna have zebra cakes for extra dessert. There you go. Hey, listen, I'll tell you something. Those Christmas tree cakes.
Ooh,
got my heart, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I ran down some Thin Mints that the Girl Scouts were selling in front of Kroger's the other day. Whoo-wee. It's over, man.
Girl Scout cookies, man. We got a Facebook page for our neighborhood.
Of course.
And they put it up, and the kids, hey, my daughter's selling dude, there'll be like 4 of them, right? 4 different people selling Girl Scout cookies. I'll take 3 boxes from each of you. Yes,
please.
Let's go.
Thank you.
All right, we're out of here, guys. It's off the rails. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us again. Special shout out. Thanks to Joyce. Thanks to Brent in Indiana. You two are absolutely awesome. If something breaks, we'll see you guys shortly. All right, hit that like button for us. We got over 550 people in here hanging out. So hit the like button. If you're on Twitter, give it a like or retweet, all that good stuff. And we will possibly see you guys a little bit later. If no news breaks, and I wouldn't be surprised with that either, then we will see you all for Packers Total Access Live this evening at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go, Pack, go.
The power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense.
We ask our YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.